Well, good morning, everyone. Or good afternoon for those that are connected from any other places in the globe. Happy to meet you here. And welcome to our webinar. This webinar has been in English, but we did another one in Spanish yesterday. The session is already recorded and published. So for those that are here, but you prefer to check the presentation in Spanish, then write us a message, and then we will send to you the link of the session that we did yesterday. And it is full in Spanish. I will start presenting ourselves. My name is Irache Perales. I am the director at Nov25, who is the company that develops and commercializes our system HoneyAI. And today I am here with Eduard Lopez. He is partner of the company and he is in charge of product development. And also with Asma. She is here also today with us. She is our mesopollinologist. She is the expert of pollen. She is in charge of training the system, and she will be here explaining sample preparation protocol, the species that we have trained until now, and also technical details about the product. Also, we have Naufal. He will not be here because we will not explain technical details about artificial intelligence models, but he is the brain behind HoneyAI. He is in charge of the models and the computer vision algorithms. Then we have Alvaro. He is in charge of the software, let's say the full platform, the app, everything that is not AI, it still is software. And Julian, probably most of you already know him. He is in charge of back office, customer support, and marketing. And I want also to thank also to other organizations like the European Commission and Spanish government that have helped us to be here today. Accelerators like NVIDIA, Amazon, Caja Nova, and then also FAO, because we won 1 month ago with the FAO Innovation Awards. So I also want to thank them. Well, the protagonist today is the device, is HoneyAI. We will explain all the analysis that you can do with our device. We will explain sample preparation, how you receive the results. We will do a live demo. So we will present our technology and how it works. And we will show how simple it is. Anyone can use it. So we will really demonstrate here how easy to use it is. And also other protagonists that we have is our clients. We start selling the device at the end of 2023. It is complicated to sell an AI device within such traditional sector, but just step by step. We have clients in 11 countries, and they are also our protagonists. We want to thank them also for their confidence in us, and they are also our protagonists. So just in a nutshell, what we're gonna present today, we will start with the pollen analysis because we know that is the top one analysis. So we will present everything about the pollen analysis with our system. Then we will also present other applications like nosema, crystallization, color, conductivity, all types of analysis that you can do with our system. Then my colleague, Eduard, he will do a live demo. He will show you how the app works, how the dashboard works, and he will do a live demo of the system. Then we will talk about future developments, and we will present about HoneyAI performance, which is the accuracy of the system, in which stage we are. And we will have testimonials from both a client from Romania, Apisrom, that they are using the system, and they will tell you what they think about it, and also the collaboration that we have with Aculabs to expand our system to Emirates. So they will explain how the collaboration works and their feedback. And finally, we will finalize with pricing and Q&A session. The Q&A session will be at the end, but during the webinar, if you have questions, if you have any doubt, you can directly write in the chat or in the questions and answer. It's in the upper side of the Teams screen. You can write there your questions, your doubts, and at the end of the webinar, we will answer all of them. Okay, so feel free to write. If you want, you can do it already. And then at the end, we will answer everything. Well, what is HoneyAI? HoneyAI is a microscope that you receive at your premises, and it has to be connected with your laptop because we wanted to make the system very affordable. It means that it's a silly tool. It has no internet connection. It has no front end. So you have to connect with our device to your laptop, normal laptop, but with good internet connection. The better internet connection that you have, the faster the analysis will be. And then you download one app. Our technical team will help you to do that. You download the app, you install it in your laptop, and then you can use the app to guide you through the analysis. The microscope has a digital camera, the robotized module, and different objectives. So everything is autonomous, and it already has a conductivity proof. So with the conductivity proof, you can analyze also the conductivity, not with the microscope, but with the proof. This is everything and how it works. Okay, you have your sample. Then with different sampling preparation protocols that we will explain, you put the sample in the microscope. Then with the laptop and the good internet connection, all the pictures that the system takes autonomously, they are sent to our cloud. And in our cloud, we have different algorithms and different AI models that process those images. Let's say color, nosema, pollen. We have different models that recognize the particles, the microorganisms in these pictures or even the color, and it gives fast and accurate results. The results are sent as a PDF to your inbox, and you also can download them from the dashboard. Eduard will show you then in the live demo how you can do it. Which are the objectives of our HoneyAI device? That you can increase the control of your process and your product, that you don't have waiting times, so you don't have to analyze as a human expert. You don't have to be 1 hour there counting or analyzing. Everything is done autonomously, and you don't have to send the samples to external labs, so you don't have to wait days until you receive the results. Everything is done on premises by very easy to use. Non-expert users can use the device, so everybody can use the system, and it is affordable. This is our first objective, that the system is affordable for everybody, and that everybody in the honey industry, in the apiculture sector, can afford one of our systems. We want to democratize this science for the honey sector. Well, let's go direct to about pollen analysis. We will explain everything and we will do the live demo. Well, this is the main interface of our app. So now we will explain about pollen analysis. What is so important? Why the pollen analysis is so important in the industry? Because it helps you to classify correctly your honey for botanical origin and geographical origin. It is a good tool to use. Also, it helps you to measure quality and purity, how concentrated the honey it is. Also, it provides you with know-how about where the hives are placed. As beekeeper, you can learn how to place better your beehives depending on the results of the pollen analysis, and also to decide when to extract the honey based on blooming, depending on the species that you have. Also for honey packers, when you have to mix different types of honeys. So the pollen analysis helps you to identify the best mixing criteria. We will show you the intelligent calculator that we have on Honey Packers. Also, to better control your product, not only at the beginning of the process, but during the process and at the end. And also because during the pollen analysis, we also can identify other particles, not only pollen. We can see a lot of other microorganisms, other particles. So in the pollen analysis, we will provide you with a lot of information. And now Asma will present you how the sample preparation and how the analysis is done. So it will be my colleague Asma. She's Melissa Palinology, and she will speak now. Hello, Asma.
Hello,
Feel free
good
to start.
morning. Everyone can hear me well? You can hear me, I hope, just to confirm that the sound is good.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Okay.
Asma. We can hear you and we can.
I'm Asma. Okay. So my name is Asma, as Erachi already introduced me. I'm the responsible of the Melisopalinology section and the creation of pollen dataset. So I'll briefly explain how the sample is prepared. It's very simple protocol. It requires only basic materials. Anyone can do it. It's not necessary to be an expert. You just have to follow the steps. So we're starting by weighing the honey. But before to weigh, you have to just mix it well, and then add the water, dissolve the solution completely. You have to confirm that the solution is very well dissolved, and then centrifuge for 10 minutes at 3000 ppm. In with the 25 microliters of glycerinated water, and finally place the drop on the slide, cover it with the cover slide, and that's all. The sample is ready for analysis. However, there are some small variations depending on the type of honey. So when the honey is very dirty, for instance, it's necessary to use acidulated water to clean it, to obtain more visible pollen. This is a tip that we use usually when we know that the honey is dirty and it has deep braids. But if the honey if the honey has a high content of pollen, it's better to use a rectangular cover slip, not the small one, just to avoid accumulation of pollen grains. But if the honey has a few pollen grains, it's preferable to use the square cover slip. Another important point is when the honey has a very little pollen, such, for example, let's say acacia honey, it's better to increase the amount of honey used at the beginning. So instead of using 10 grams, let's use, for instance, 20 grams up to 30 grams sometimes. And as you know, we usually don't use any gelatin to fix the samples. So we just put directly the drop over the slide, and that's all. But since some of our collaborators and clients do that, so we have created a specific data set and model based on fixed samples. This is a very good option for those who fix the sample. And finally, you have to keep in mind that in some cases, depending on the type of honey or the type of pollen, we reduce the centrifugation speed. We use less than 3000 RPM, just to prevent the grain from breaking, because it happens sometimes with big and grains that has a lot of apertures, like rosmarinus pollen, for instance. So don't worry, on our website we have a tutorial showing all the steps and sample preparation protocols. You can find that on our web. So after having the slide prepared, we place it in the microscope, and the analysis begins by scanning. Scanning, as you can see here in the video, it scans along the X, Y, and Z axis with object of course. You can see here how it is focusing on the pollen. in the video, I think you can see that well. So the analysis can take between 15 to 90, depending on the sample, if it has a lot of pollen. So it takes less time than samples that has few pollen. During this process, the system scans the slide in lines, jumping randomly and searching for pollen grains until the entire slide is covered. Then the images are automatically uploaded to the cloud, where the models and algorithms process them. Depending on the model we use in the beginning. The system recognizes the pollen, or identify the pollen grains and other elements as well, because we don't only identify the pollen, as you know. We also identify other elements and parts also. And finally, the results are generated and sent in PDF. For the analysis to be completed, the following criteria must be met. At least 500 pollen grains in total. A minimum of 400 nectariferous is counted, and at least 100 fields of view and minimum of 5 lines scanned. There is also an option to stop the analysis earlier, but this is, of course, under the user's responsibility. So far, HoneyAI identify more than 100 species. In the list of this is the list of nectariferous species. There are still some pollen types that are not fully trained. They are trained, but we still need some to continue expanding the data set to be like fully trained. However, with the current data set, I would say that we can cover most of the common European honeys. So this is very, very good point so far. Here, this is the list of polliniferous species, which is also very important for the counting, as you know. Sometimes we find some disagreements regarding the classification of pollen in terms of absolute value. I think this problem can face a lot of labs, but for this reason we have contact with International Honey Commission that are working now to find consensus on the classification of pollen species. I would say, for instance, some pollen grains in Spain, let's say, are considered nectariferous. Can you hear me? Yes, okay.
Yes,
so I was saying that some nectariferous some pollens are considered nectariferous in Spain, for instance, but in other countries are considered non-nectariferous or polliniferous. But to reach a consensus about that. And currently we are collaborating with research scientists to train models and expand our data set, pollen identification for two new regions, such as Chile and Emirates. And of course, in this kind of collaborations, it's essential to have melisopalinologists to properly identify the pollen grains and avoid confusions. We are always open to collaborations. It's very simple. We have just to send you the microscope, you perform the tests, and we save and process the images, identify the pollen, and creating the model. Okay, that would be all from my side. If you have any questions about this, you can just write on chat or raise the hand. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Asma. Hope everything was clear. If you have questions, just write it in the chat, and at the end of the session, Edu, Asma, or myself will answer all of them. Well, let's go to the PDF of results. Let's understand how we provide you with the results, which kind of information you can find after the analysis that Asma explained. Here I have included this link. This link goes directly to our website. I don't want to open it now, but just to show that if you go to our website and you go to Technology tab and you choose pollen analysis and you do scroll down, you will see exactly what I'm going to show now. You will see an interactive image of the PDF of results, and you can go just surfing in the image, and you will directly see the explanation of each information that we cover. So for instance, you will see which range of yeast we use, which range of starch we use. You will see all the information there. So after the webinar, if you want to go to our website and check this information, you can see everything there. Okay, so I will go step by step explaining the information. When you use our system, you can choose if you have a monofloral honey, and in case that you want to analyze a monofloral honey, you can indicate. If you have a honey that is not monofloral, just include that is a polyfloral, no problem. But if you have a monofloral, indicate here, because then you will have information below. Then also region, this is very important. We have different models for different regions. So if you know which is the geographical origin of your sample, you can choose which model you want to use, because this means that it's going to be more accurate even. This doesn't mean that if you doesn't know exactly which is the origin, you cannot use it. No, there is one model that is called global, that is used when you have no idea when the sample comes from, or when it is a mix of different origins. But if you're analyzing, for instance, one honey coming from Portugal, then choose this model, because it's going to be more accurate. And then also you can use our screening of fraud, let's say. Okay, I will explain later. Then analysis time. It tells you how long was the analysis. As Asma already explained, the analysis time depends on your honey. If it's more concentrated in pollen, then it will finalize earlier. If it's low concentrated, it will take more time. Okay, it's between 15 minutes and hour and a half. Yeast concentration, this is very important. You will receive an estimation of the yeast concentration of your honey. Here, the yeast concentration is dead and alive, both. We always say in the observations panel at the end that if the yeast concentration is medium, high, and you have high moisture, like above 17%, and the honey is not pasteurized, then send it to the lab for further analysis, because you can have problems when packing. Okay, high moisture, high yeast concentration, this is a risk when packing. Otherwise, it's just information. It could be also very useful, because if you see a high concentration of yeast, it could be related to different type of feeding supplements to beehives. It's not good to have a high concentration of yeast, because it could be residues of different feeding complements. Pollen richness, this is very important. With the pollen richness, we can classify with Mauricio levels, ranges, which honey you have. It tells you the amount of pollen grains that you have in your sample. So it tells you how concentrated or pure it is, but it also depends on the type of monoflora that you are analyzing. For the starch content, this is also very important. The starch content should be always below 10% compared to pollen grains. We always include a warning message in the panel of observation if the starch content is above 15%, okay? Because it can be related somehow with bad practices when feeding the beehives, and also dilution with some syrups. So it's not normal if you have starch content about 15, 20%, okay? Then also we can analyze with during the pollen analysis, the honeydew elements. So for honeydew honeys, this is very important. Based on literature, the ratio of honeydew elements divided by nectariferous gland ratio, it should be above 3. So 3 times more honeydew elements, if you have a honeydew honey, than pollen grains. But this is just literature. For instance, in Spain, if you have a dry weather, like in Spain or other countries that are in the south of Europe, it has been demonstrated that the ratio of 3 is too high. We have very good honeydew honeys that the ratio is 1 or 1.5, okay? Then here you can see the total number of pollen grains counted. In this case, this is much more than a human. I don't think that a human is able to count 2,000 pollen grains. This is because we have 3 different criteria: pollen grains counted, nectariferous grains counted, and number of fields. So because we cover at least 100 fields, if the honey has like very rich concentration of pollen grains, at the end, we have scanned an area with a lot of pollen grains. This is very accurate, much more than a human counting, because this is a machine. Also, the number of nectariferous pollen grains. It happens sometimes that you have a lot of pollen grains content, but there is a lot of polliniferous pollen grains. So until we don't reach 400 nectariferous pollen grains, the system continues. That's why we include this information. And then in case that you indicated that your honey is monofloral, here you have the specific concentration, like the relative distribution of that species in the sample. Why we have 2 different values? You always have to check the one that is in black type, because it is the concentration when you eliminate the polliniferous species. So when you have removed those species that are polliniferous, only with the nectariferous species. Then also, in parentheses, you have the relative distribution for the total amount. Okay, you have also information of all pollen spectra. It means that here you have the specific distribution also for other nectariferous plants. Here we include in different ranges, but in the PDF we also include the specific concentration of all the nectariferous species above 9% of concentration. Below 9%, we don't include the specific concentration, but you can find them here. Also, ordered by frequency. And then we also include the nectarless species if they are above 3%. Otherwise, we don't show them. In observations, this is very, very important, because here you have the direct link to our website where we explain this PDF, as I said before, with interactive map. And also we have here the explanation about the nectariferous, polliniferous, and everything. If the sample is too dirty, it's not clear, we include here an observation, so you can redo again the analysis with acidulated water. And also, because we know that some labs do this, for instance, QSI, we know that they use this correction with overrepresentation. We also have included, in case of a honey that has a high concentration of overrepresented pollen like echium or castanea, you have which would be the value of the target species, for instance, sunflower, if you remove echium and castanea from the counting. Some laboratories, if they consider that the pollen is overrepresented, they consider that it's not nectariferous, but polliniferous. So they remove from the counting echium and castanea, they consider to be contaminants. So the value of relative distribution increases. From HoneyAI, we consider that this practice is not correct. This is our criteria. We consider that they are nectariferous and they should be counted. But again, because at the end is based on the organoleptic and we cannot do the organoleptic with a microscope, in case that the client considered based on the organoleptic that this is the value that should be taken into account, we provide also the client with this value. So, as a summary, which information you have in our PDF? In 1 hour, 12 euros. You have the complete pollen spectrum with nectariferous, polliniferous, and specific indications. Also the pollen richness. Our accuracy is very good, very accurate. We already demonstrated that with a ring test done with International Honey Commission with other labs. Then the honeydew elements. You have the information about starch, yeast. You have indications in the observations panel in case that they are not normal. You will receive an observation just in the observations panel. Then we have observations for monoflorals or only in Spain available if you have IGPs or DOPs, specific monofloral honeys, and then the data corrected for overrepresentation. And the most important part, our results also include real images of your analysis. This is very important because you can directly check if our analysis was correct or not. I mean, if we say that there is a lot of starch, a lot of yeast, a lot of honeydew, that the pollen richness was low, was high, in case that you want to label your honey as rosmarinos, but our system says that there's no rosmarinos, go and check. You see here real images. So I think that this is a very good point that we provide the user that external laboratories don't do. And here, this is one feature that we have just released in summer for the Iberian Peninsula, available in Spain and Portugal. Already in the supermarkets, we launched with Avijuis, one Spanish brand. You can scan this QR. It is real. For those that you have your mobile phone here, just scan the QR code and you will see what the consumer can see. When you as a client analyze the honey, you finalize the pollen analysis. If you if you do the checkbox when in the APP when doing the analysis, together with the PDF of results, you will also receive a file with a QR code. You can print this QR code in the label, as you can see in the video of Avijuis. So the consumers can scan the QR code and they can learn with very easy to understand information, the commercial information of your brand, marketing first, then information about what melisopalinology is, why pollen is so important, which type of monofloral honey you're about to taste, information about different organoleptic properties of this honey as a monofloral, also real data and real pictures of this pollen in this jar. So in this jar, real pictures of that pollen and real information of the results. And then we include the information about geographical origin. So if in the label it says that is honey coming from Spain, okay, what HoneyAI thinks? It is from Spain or not? Can we confirm that all the pollen grains found are okay with this geographical origin or not? So the consumer can be secure about what they are buying. So we launched in the summer and we have other clients that they have already engaged with this feature. And soon we hope that we can have more. Okay, which is the fraud screening that we can do? I say screening because we never say that we are a fraud detection method. We are a fraud screening method. We only have a system that is very cheap, very affordable. You do it on your own, and it's 12 euros. We cannot do magic, but we have a fraud screening that in geographical, what I said, if you're going to analyze a sample that you know that comes from Spain, or it should comes from Spain, and you use the model from Iberian Peninsula, at the end of the analysis, if the AI think that this honey is suspicious because it has a high percentage of pollen that we cannot recognize, or that the AI doesn't feel comfortable, secure about this type of species, then you will receive a message that it tells you, please send this message to the lab. This honey is suspicious. Send it to a specialized lab where they can really analyze for fraud. One thing that we have implemented, as said, this device is intended for non-lab users. It means that everybody can use our system. It means that sample preparation cannot be good. Okay, we have just implemented a check for quality. So if the sample preparation is not correct, we will not provide the results. This is a equipment for laboratory. So if the sample preparation is not good, if they are too dirt and focused, if you have a lot of pollen clustered, if there are a lot of noises, if there are bubbles, if we consider that the sample is not good, then we will tell the user that they have to redo the sample. Here you can see examples of fields that our microscope automatically dismisses. So if the honey detects that this field is not able to be read, it just dismisses and goes to another. But if during the analysis our system identifies that there is high concentration of non-valid fields, it will stop the analysis and it will tell the user to redo. This is not correct. It means that the system is not able to read. So we will ask the user to dilute more or to use another type of cover slip. This is not able even for a human. So this was for honey analysis, but our system also works with bee pollen. In the case that you want to analyze bee pollen for pollination services analysis, for studies in the field, to know exactly where your bees are going, or because you are selling bee pollen as a honey packer, as a bee pollen packer, you also can use the system for bee pollen. In this case, it's easier because you don't have to centrifuge. You only collect 1 gram of different pellets, random, then you dilute, and then you do the same. You analyze with the square cover slip, and then the system will tell you which are the species and the concentration that we have found. No nectariferous, no polliniferous, just the species. Here you can see a very nice and clear pictures for a sample of bee pollen. And yeah, about all the information that we have for the pollen analysis. Now I will explain also other analysis that you can do, and then we will do the live demo. Let's go very fast for color and conductivity. In this case, this is the PDF of results that you receive. You can use the conductivity proof to measure which is the conductivity. It's very important because some monofloral honeys, they need to have a range of a specific conductivity. For instance, in Spain, there are DOPs and IGPs that they identify which is the specific conductivity that they should have. But also for honeydew honeys, you need to measure the conductivity. Okay, you have the proof. And also color. This is exactly in PFON as the HANA instrument. You can use the same cuvette, but instead of putting vertical, you put the sample in, which has to be liquid, then you put the lid and you put it horizontal. You use the objective of 4, not 40, and in 5 minutes, you get the result. If you have a monofloral honey, you can include, and it will tell you if the range is okay or not. So we have different values for the honey. So you have the values here, if it's according to the monofloral honey. For crystallization, this is for honey packers. For those honey packers that they are doing thermal treatment, if you are pasteurizing your honey and you want to be sure that the pasteurizing was okay, in this case, I want to include here, like this is the custom slide that we use. I have included here a video for this is very fast, how you have to prepare the sample preparation. This is intended for liquid honey. So that's why you can put a thin film in this slide. Here, I wanted to show you how you prepare, because this is the only device all around the world in which you can measure this type of value. So here you put the cover, avoid bubbles. Then this is the APP. Okay, you will, the live demo will be only for pollen analysis. That's why I wanted to show you here the video. As you can see, the APP really guide you with all the steps. It tells you to move the objective. It tells you to put the polarizer Here is the polarizer. It tells you all the steps. So really intended for non-lab users. And I wanted to show you one, this is the settings. I wanted to show you one step, which is very important. We have even automated the step of moving the polarizer to allow the quantity of light and the settings to have a very, you see, until the bar is not green, you cannot do the analysis. So everything is done. Then you put the slide, you do the measure. This is how the APP works. It's 3 minutes just, and then you have the results in your inbox. Okay, this is the results. Now let's go to see the results. This is the PDF of results that you get. Okay, in this case, the crystallization rate is not good for those that you are doing a thermal treatment. We always say that the crystallization rate about 1%, it's high if you want to be sure that the honey will be liquid during more than 6 months. So this is the crystallization rate. These are the pictures. Even that it seems that it has a lot of crystals, this honey is liquid. If you check it as a human expert, you will not see any crystal. It really seems liquid. As a human, you cannot see anything, but the microscope is very sensitive. So you can check the crystallization rate, the number of crystals detected, also the average size of crystals, and bubbles. This is very important. Check your nozzles, if they are working well or not. And then we include a distribution of sizes. In this case, for instance, there is a super huge crystal here, but this is only one. The average is not so high. This is a bad honey. Let's see, good one. This is a good one. The crystallization rate is 1%. Here you can see the difference. Again, with human eye, you're not going to see anything. It's completely liquid, but if you put it in our microscope, you can measure crystallization rate, the average crystal, and the sizes. Okay, this is very important for honey packers because you can adjust your thermal treatment to be good, to be less aggressive if you don't need it, or more aggressive if you need it. Let's go for another tool that we have just developed. We are testing already with clients, and it is for cream honey. For cream honey, why? Again, this is the only device all around the globe that can help you to do that. If you are doing cream honey, when you are doing the crystallization rate analysis, you can choose if it's liquid or creamed. If you choose cream, you can check if it's a new study, if you are going to do a new creaming process, because it will help you to monitor the creaming honey over the time. If it's 3 hours, 8 hours, 1 day, 3 days, it will help you sampling at different moments, or if it's an ongoing study that you already have. This is the custom slide that we have created, and again, it's only 5 minutes to measure. If it's an ongoing, you will do sampling. In this case, it's 12 sampling during the process, and you will see how the sample evolves during the time. So you will check how the quality evolves, and also when is the right moment to stop. Here, as an exercise for you, we have different pictures of creamed honey. It is supposed to be finished creamed honey, but they have different qualities. When you taste this cream honey in your mouth, in some of them, you can feel the crystals. And in the others, you cannot feel the crystals. As an exercise, which ones you think that are the cream honey that is not the perfect quality, or the cream honey that has the perfect quality, that it's super good, super smooth in your mouth? The two in the upper part, you can feel the crystals in your mouth. The two that are below, you cannot feel anything. They are super good, super smooth. So with our microscope, you can check that. And also during the evolution, you can check how the cream honey evolves. Okay, you have all the information here. So it helps you the average crystal size, bubbles, texture, crystallization rate, how fast it is crystallizing. So it is a good tool if you are doing creamed honey. Then for NOSIMA, for cooperatives, associations, technological centers, universities, public body, how you can use the system for bee health monitoring. Nosema is a important problem. It's not Varroa, I know, but still is very important to monitor nosema because it's a good health indicator. And also, if you have high infestation, it tells you that that your beehive is not strong, that it could be impacted by external negative impacts, and that if you could add some like nutrients, food supplements, you could help the beehive to decrease this infestation. Also, high infestation is related to low honey production. So it is important to check nosema every month. With our system, we provide automated sampling scanning in less than 10 minutes, fully autonomous. It is a quantitative technique. Molecular techniques are not good for quantitative. It helps you to say positive or negative, but it's not good for quantitative measurement, and it's very affordable. How it works? You have to collect between 30 and 60 adult bees, prepare a dilution, then you can filter and extract most of the dirt. Then you put it in the chamber with a pipette, very easy for everybody. You don't have to be an expert to use it. And then with the objective of 60, not 40, 60, you can analyze with HoneyAI. Less than 10 minutes for everything. 3 minutes to wait times to sediment, and then 7 minutes to analyze. And then this is what you have. Here, if you're a human expert counting, if you have a clean sample, okay, you can do it. Okay. But if you have a dirty sample, it's not so easy and it's not so straightforward. With our system, everything is automated. This is the PDF of results that you get. It tells you which is the range of infestation that we found with the number of spores per bee. And also, we can tell you based on the length and width if we have found Nosema apis or Nosema ceranae. When they are placed in the good plane, like this, we can tell you. But if they are placed like this, we can just say that it's undefined. Okay, so in this table, we will only provide you the information if we are secure because they are not overlapping in size. The apis has a wider size, and ceranae, they have a longer dimensions. We have already analyzed the accuracy of our samples externally. It was Dr. Aneta, professor of Marie Curie Polish University. They did the validation with our HoneyAI device, duplicate 2 analyses to check also repeatability, and also counting the same sample with traditional microscopy with Neubauer. She is an expert in bee pathology, and the conclusions were super positive because you can see the Pearson correlation, that it was very linear compared to human counting. And also what she confirmed is that for light infestations, our system has greater accuracy and is much more sensitive than conventional counting. The future developments that we are doing is working on detection of amebiosis. It was thanks to external experts that we could create the data set, and now we are training the system. Also, we are working on a potential collaboration with ANSES, the public laboratory, to also be able to detect American foulbrood in honey samples. Hope we can do it with them. Also, sperm and vitality counting for drones, for queen breeding support. And then again, we are also working with a lot of external collaborators to expand the range of pollen species. And then working also on the automated sample dispenser to put 24 slides, so you can place the samples there, go home, keep the system working during night, and then in the morning, you get the results, autonomous. Well, let's check how the system works. So yeah, we will show how the APP works and how the dashboard for clients work, because if you are not client, you cannot see all the features that we have in our internal dashboard. And I will let Edu to share his screen and show you how it works. And yeah, Edu, floor.
Thank you. Thank you. That's
is yours.
We have a lot of people in the chat. It's fine. We have a lot of questions. Please, after we we will answer all the questions in the finally, because it's impossible, right? In the real time in the chat, all the answers.
I will
Okay.
turn off my screen. You can share yours.
Yes, I share my screen. Okay. Can you now? Can you see my screen? Today I will do a quickly demo of pollen analysis, and I explain the web platform, and I show you all you do in when you digitalize all your information, you can do different things, and we can see now. First, I started the pollen analysis, and after, when during the test is running, I explain the website. Okay, this is the application. It's a very easy application. You have a different test you can do, and you have a little setting wiles here, and here you have a different calibration for the microscope. You only need do this calibration the first time. After it's all autonomous. It's not necessary. You have a little joystick here. It's because the HoneyAI, it's a microscope. It's automatic microscope, and you can use with HoneyAI, and you can use a manually mode. You can move the microscope and take it an image, and it's interesting feature. Now it's moving, and when it's finished, we can move the microscope. Okay, now you can move the microscope and take the image and save the different pictures. It's very easy. Okay, the important thing is the pollen test. Okay, when you press a pollen test, you have in the left side, you have the protocol of sample questions, and in the right you have the honey questions. Okay, it's very important, the protocol of sample, because we have a control in all the process of the test, but only not have control in the protocol of sample. The protocol of sample is your side, is the client side. Okay, and always we say 1,000 times, please check it the protocol of sample, because it's very important. When you prepare the sample, you can put it here the honey weight, the centrifuge tubes. You can put it more honey and centrifuge more tubes, and when you see the pellet in the tube, you can decide how many tubes you use for the sample. Okay, this is only for the equipment need know what is the grams exactly you put it in the sample for calculating the yeast concentration and pollen richness concentration. It's very important, this thing. You can mark the cover you use, if it's square or it's rectangular, and if you need the QR label code, you can put it here. And the pollen view, it's other tool we have for expanding the dataset for all collaborations. You can use this. Okay. In the right side, you have the honey information. In honey region, you have all the regions you can. We work with regions because it's more precision. The precision it's higher if you know what is the honey. If the honey is the Iberian Peninsula, or it's Italian, or it's the site. If you can focalize in this region, it's more precision. If you put global, we put it in global all our training pollens, but it's not all the wall. But we implement it every week and every month, and it's probably if you don't know the origin of the honey, it's more difficult the classification, but it's fine. Now, all pollens, it's typical in Europe. It's fine, and we train in other regions. Okay, you can put the type of honey, the target honey. Okay, it's not necessary, but if you put it the target honey, after in the report, you can see more information of this honey. Okay, if you don't know what is the origin, you can put it multiflora or polyflora, and it's fine. You can put the test code, this case. Normal. Additional notes, it's if you want put it more information in the report, for example, the technician or the provider or the HMF or humidity, you can put it here. And if you want send the report in the finish direction, you can put it here. Okay, start test. Always the application guide in all the tests and say what you need for every test. In this case, put it the objective 40, put the sample of honey I have here, we put it in the microscope, and polarize it, remove it. It's not have polarized. Okay, continuous. This is all. Okay, the microscope now it's moving and focusing automatically and taking the image and send to the server and started the analyze and the process. Okay, I put it here and I show you the website, and after we can return in the application. This is the website. When you enter in HoneyAI, you can put in your credentials and enter in your private zone. The first you see it's the data story. The data story, you can see all your tests. In this case, you have color, pollen, bee pollen. You have all your tests, and you can download the reports. This is the last report. You can download the QR if you have QR in this QR code in this test. You can download the Excel archive. If you need move for working in the results, you can filter for time, for date, for example. And now I have 14 tests, and I can download the Excel file for this test in pollen. You can work in this, and it's very useful. You have the profile. You can modify your information. The e-commerce. In the e-commerce, you can buy the credits or other HoneyAI. You can go directly. Pollen View is the platform for the labeled pollens. I talk after for the collaboration and the calculator. The calculator is very interesting because when you do a different test with HoneyAI, all this information is in the server, and how we can use this information. This is an example. You can put it at different lots. You can put 40, 50 lots. It's not. I don't know what is the limit. You can put, for example, this rubus, this rosmarinus, for example, and multiflora. Okay, you have 3 lots in this case. You can put it the quantity you want mix. In this case, 20, 30, and 50. This is the result of the mix. After you can put the different external dates. It's amitraz, HMF, humidity. You can put it and calculate it. For example, the conductivity and the color. If you have the color test with the same name, he take it the same test, or you can link them and put it all the time. In this case, it's this. Okay, this is the value of the color of every test. And after, it's easy. Calculate it. The humidity, have a problem. This humidity. I put it in the radio. Okay, you put it the result and you obtain all the arbitrage, color, conductivity, HMEF, humidity. This params it's direct. It's linear results. Well, color it's different. We use a model of AI for calculating this range, but after you have all the nectariferous and polliniferous results of this mix. Okay, so automatically you can change. It's free, and you can change the percentage and obtain the difference percentage of every pollen. Okay, you have the e-wallet. In the wallet, you have, when you buy a credit, you can see here your pack of credits, and you can see the different tests and don't discount these credits in your pack. Okay. And resources, it's videos tutorials for the protocols of samples and other applications, manuals, and the software. This is all the platform. Okay. And I show you now in the microscope, the application, it's working. Okay, it's sending now all the image. We take it a lot image for every test and send all to the server and analyze at different planes because every pollen have the focus in different planes. For every test, we have more of 2,000 image, and we save this information in the server, and we can analyze that. Okay, and this is all. Irache.
Okay, thank you very much, Edu, for the nice presentation. I wanted just to say that the AI tool, it works for all type of analysis.
That's okay.
Okay. Okay, now let's continue. I'm checking all the questions that you have. I know that you have questions in the chat, but we will answer all of them at the end because we want that the answers are recorded also in this session. Okay. So how does HoneyAI perform? This is a question that I have seen a lot in the chat. First, we want to say that because we are from Spain, we started with the training of all the species from the Iberian Peninsula. This has been our work during the last 3 years. Of course, we have included more species from all around Europe. We are working on it, ASMA's working on it. We are doing collaborations. We know that we lack still of some species from some regions, not only in Europe, but all around the world. That's why we are open for collaborations. And of course, we will speed up. But what we want to show is that it's just a matter of data sets and time. Our system works. It has a very good performance. And if it's not yet validated in other countries, it's because we know that still we lack some species. It takes time. We are doing it. And we want to show what we have done until now to validate the accuracy. First is that we have been validated by the National Reference Public Lab in Spain. They have an expert in pollen analysis. They have been using our system during 5 months, analyzing all the samples that they receive for routine inspection controls. They have compared their values with our values. In fact, we have even trained models for them because, as Asma said, they are using a gelatin sample preparation protocol. And when you are using gelatin, for those that are familiar with pollen analysis, the brightness, the color, even the morphology of the pollen grains change. So we have created specific models for them. After 6 months of 5 months of validation, the results have been satisfactory. Their experts have analyzed the samples, but also the University of Córdoba palynologists have analyzed the samples. So we did a smoldering test between asthma manual, the National Reference Lab, and University of Córdoba, and all of us agreed about the good and satisfactory results of Pollen and AI. And now they have purchased the system and they are using the system for routine analysis. We have other 2 public labs in Spain, from Galicia and from Canary Islands, with the system. So if public labs are using it, the accuracy is good. Then I want to show you, which is the validation, the accuracy that when you train a model, in our case, we have more than 400,000 images already from different honeys from Europe. We have in our data sets bubbles, because you have to teach the system to learn what is bubble and what is not. Starch, honeydew elements, what is not pollen, because sometimes there are some particles that seem pollen, but they are not. Unfocused pollen and pollen total. Okay, so what we do is we train the models, but we don't train the models with 100% of those images. We train with 85% of that images, but we keep the other percentage to validate, to check which is the accuracy. And this is the accuracy that we got. Okay, here you can see that I receive very often the question of which accuracy do you have? This is not an easy question to answer, because accuracy depends a lot on the type of honey sample that we have. If we have honey that is 100% Elianthus annus, like sunflower, accuracy would be probably 100%. But if we are checking other types of species in which the system can sometimes have errors with other species, then it could decrease. But we are always above 90%, okay? Also, what I want to explain here is that we are not the only ones using AI. I don't know if you attendees are using ChatGPT, but I think that you can honestly think that AI nowadays is working very well. Accuracy is very good. AI models are not like 10 years before. The accuracy is good. We are not the only ones using AI. AI works. Big labs are also using it. They are publicly explaining that they are using AI. They have already the same systems that we have, but they are using in their labs, maybe as a help, okay, but still the accuracy is good. Otherwise, they would not use it. What we are doing it is to democratize the technique, so everybody can use it in their own as a quality check, maybe not for trading. We are not an accredited lab, but our system is very affordable and very easy to use. And I want to invite Sunil and Manohar. They are from Aculab's laboratory. They are based in Emirates, and they are using our system to be able to analyze their honeys. We have been training the system, and they will explain to you how is our collaboration and yeah, how it works. Okay, so yeah, the floor is yours. Sunil and Manohar, you can share your
Yes,
screen.
can you see us?
We can see you, and now I need you that you share your screen.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. Hello. Thank you, Ashley, for the introduction. Hello all. I'm gonna just share my screen. Just a minute. Can you see my screen?
Perfect. We can see your screen and we can see you and hear you.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. So we are Aculab's testing and consulting services. We are based in Abu Dhabi. I would say we are the first dedicated honey testing laboratory in GCC. So we've been in the operation for about 15 months. And I'm going to briefly discuss about what we do in general. Just a minute. My main background is in Manuka honey testing from New Zealand. So I've worked with the honey industry for about 15 years, mostly in analytical chemistry, research and development, and as well as the process optimization. And then I came to UAE in 2020 and worked with the government testing laboratory for about 5 years. Mostly I'm working with the local honeys in the UAE, summer honey and southern honey. I would say our main expertise is in discovery of bioactive compounds and as well as testing honey for purity, authenticity, and quality. And my colleague Manohar also joined Aculabs from New Zealand, and Manohar has got wealth of experience in both analytical chemistry, microbiology, and as well as molecular biology. And Manohar also worked in the Manuka honey industry for a number of years and dairy industry. We set up this lab in general for all the testing, including LCMS, GCMS, ICP-MS, and we test all the safety parameters, quality parameters. But I would say our main biggest challenge is obviously the authenticity of honey. When we say authenticity of honey, we look at both the nectar profile and as well as pollen profile. And that's when I think our leadership team kind of asked us to approach HoneyAI because we know that the traditional way of counting pollens, it's quite, it takes a lot of time and also you need a lot of expertise as well. So, and then we started this HoneyAI collaboration for about a few months now, and we've been validating the system for about last 2 months. Probably Manohar will briefly explain about our experience about HoneyAI.
Thank you, Sunil, and also thanks for all the talks that has been done, including Russia, Edward, Asma, and everyone. When it comes to the experience, the instrument came in as Russia and Edward, Asma said. Their help was great through the installation. It was very quick. We just had our computer. Installation is done through online. So it is like a very user friendly. I can just say one word in the starting itself. We heard so much saying that it is like a one-stop shop. That means you will go buy everything in one shop. Definitely, this app will be exactly suitable to the HoneyAI. It is like a one-stop testing. Basically, honey industry looks for pollen grains. Yes, it does. And also color, it is doing. And also crystals, it is doing. And also it is had an advantage of doing nosema, which is for bee health. And also it is very good with the conductivity also. We tested all the parameters we were assigned with our leadership. And our interest was mainly focusing on the pollen grains of the cedar classification, summer honey, which is like called as Bacilla tortilis, and also Guff honey, that is Prosophis. And we are presently doing with mangrove honey also as Avicennia marina. With experience, just we followed initially with their sample procedure as explained by Asma. And we came to know that we have to adapt ourselves to our samples and how we can improve the quality and the imaging. So when it happened, I went back to the processing of how the honey was extracted from the field and got into the lab. And then I optimized as per the regulations of HoneyAI because I need my quality data. Then we optimized using acidified water and having some temperature controls. So to remove the dirt that is coming from the field, means like the honey extraction that is being there. Then we were very happy and we optimized the procedure technique. So, and also we optimized the procedure technique, including the density of the pollen. Because as a testing commercial laboratory, we need to be very uniform. and we need to take account into all the aspects where we can go for accreditation in the long run. So we wanted to have a well-established method, and so we focused mainly more on the sampling procedure first, because the preparation makes a good slide, and a good slides give you a good data. So with that aim, we went in and we had achieved a lot, and with a great help from the back from all the quarters of HoneyAI expertise, and also from our collaboration and from our senior management. They allowed me to have a free hand, and that's great. And with the analysis, we had, like, say, what the process I did is, we went first a traditional way and a manual microscopy. Traditionally, we cropped with a staining technique, and we had that images in comparison, which is traditional. And we did, like, say, around, for each one, like 3,000 images are there.
So total.
For each species. And then we had, again, because HoneyAI uses non-staining technique. So we had also taken that into account, and manually, with manual microscope, we add the images again, the same number of quantity. Then HoneyAI has cropped and sent the images for the classification to verify these are the correct pollens or not. So we had to do our due diligence in this case. If you can identify a correct one, and the background work like Edward, Aracia, Asma, they did their job, and we are now experiencing 95% of accuracy in some of, like, say, all the 3 honey types. Like, especially with Cedar, we are very happy, and we are getting like 95%, and our next target will be around, say, we want to have a subspecies level. And each qualification, like each classification, if you take like 60 minutes, means your density of pollen is very good in the sample. And if it is taking more than 120 minutes, means your sample preparation and your pollen density is pretty much less. So that indicates you need to optimize your method first. So that's why we took a bit time in the initial stages to come within a good answer at the HoneyAI. And frankly saying, it did reduce a lot of time, like a manual counting. I am not doing now, because only the thing I do is validating now, which is very good, like how much happy I can feel that way. Because sitting under a microscope for, like, say, n number of hours, and again recounting the same pollens and again. So that's level is done. That's good. Actually, I felt very happy when it came in, and thanks to Sunil and my higher management for going through this technology. And I can use like one word: my management and my higher management, they love technology. That is for sure. So they gave this opportunity, and I utilized it to the perfection. And I'm very happy for that, for this opportunity. And next, I wanted to say is color. Really, to be very frank, color in honey industry is very difficult part.
Especially for Manuka honey.
For Manuka honey, because I come from New Zealand, and I see here the difference in honey because of the temperature, geographical natures, and the condition changes. Most of the honey from New Zealand comes as a creamed honey. Say it might be a geographical nature, and it can be a temperature impact, and it can be a process technology that the New Zealand is adapted. And because Manuka honey is so good in that, and it has its mark in the world. Yes, but still when it comes to the coloring, we have to go through a process called as take the sample, mix, homogenize, go for a centrifuge, and then the bubbles and all those things. Yes. But here we took a slide, put the honey, put it into it, and your result is there based on the color, background color, RBG ratio. That's it. So I felt very happy when I did the amount of time on the sample preparation and the amount of time you are just getting the result now. And that changed my perception. Okay, we can have this one. we can use it to very well. Then we wanted to go for now our focus is cells, yeast cells and crystallization. So we are now in a process of like by taking the help of Irashia and the suggestions from Edward and everyone, we wanted to try for yeast cell preparations and do a staining technique and do a manual first, and then send the crops to HoneyAI, and then from there we want to carry on like a very good validation process. At the same time, we are doing it in with crystals also, and we are, as of now, we are happy because we are using all the parameters they have provided to us, and we are requesting extra also, which makes very happy for at the end of the day, as an end user, my time is saved and my results are faster.
So I think to give you guys a comparison, before HoneyAI, I think we used to spend at least 2 days approximately just for one sample pollen count. And now I think with HoneyAI, we are kind of analyzing 2 to 3 samples a day. And I think with the automation, as Irashe suggested, with the number of slides, if it can, goes on overnight, I think it's brilliant. Especially it really helps us as a honey testing lab. We do get a lot of samples for pollen test, and usually pollen result is the last result we report because it takes a lot of time, and that's actually a lot of stress, obviously, a lot of things for us to report results with accuracy. I think this automation really helps us. So we are happy with its performance.
And the other thing to add is like if everything goes good and we are in a collaboration anyway, we want to do it like a subspecies level as it takes. So the idea will increase more. As of now, AI is super. For me, it is very good.
Thank you. Thank you, Sunil. Thank you, Manohar, for your nice words. I just wanted to point out about the yeast. The idea that Sunil and Manohar that they have is that with the system, because we currently do it already with beer and wine, we can also not only count yeast as a total, but also to be able to discriminate between dead and alive. Because here in Europe, most of honey packers, they don't care about that because they pasteurize. So I would say that all yeast is dead. Also, we don't have problems with moisture here in Europe, but because they are related with the Manuka market and also with cedar honey market, the moisture is higher, and they have problems with yeast. So the idea is that is after the pollen analysis, we see that the concentration of yeast is high, and the moisture they can measure also that is above 17%. Just putting some stain like methylene blue or violet into the solution, like even without centrifugation, just grab the honey, dilute, put the stain, and place in a volumetric chamber, like an Neubauer but adapted. With the system in only 7 minutes, even less, we can tell you which is the percentage of cells that are alive. If they are dead, no problem. But if they are alive, then you have a problem with packing. So sampling protocol is super easy, super fast, and we can provide very fast and reliable results without any need to do cultivation media. So yeah, I think that in a few weeks we will have that, and hope Manohar can help us because he is microbiologist. So hope he can help us to validate that the accuracy is good. Yeah, thank you. I will.
Thank you.
I will stop sharing your screen. I will share mine again. And yeah. Next question, I think, for those that are thinking about to buy or not to buy, it is worth investing in HoneyAI for those honey packers, cooperatives, associations, for all of you that you think that the system could be helpful for you. And yeah, I want to invite here one of our clients, one of our oldest clients, Elena and Gabriel from Apirrom. and they will explain now.
Hello, I'm Elena. I'm from Apisrom. We have a short presentation for you. Just let me share it with you. Share content. Now, presentation. You see it now? Our presentation?
Yes, perfect. Perfect.
Okay, let me just update it. So, thank you for inviting us. We are very glad to participate in this project. We work with the systems for many years now. We are a company from Romania. We are located in east of Romania. Our main business is honey processing. We buy and processing and packaging and sell the honey. We are also certificated for different certification like IFS, ECO, Halal for all our customers, but also for giving proof of our qualities. We are processing over 10 assortments of honey. Main assortments are polyflower, linden, acacia, but we also have some specials like sunflower, like coriander, like rapeseed, like raspberry, and we use the system for reading the pollen and identifying these species. We are buying the honey from Romania, but not just Romania. We have over 1,000 partners, beekeepers. We deliver the honey in 8 countries, mainly in Europe. We cover the Romanian market, and we also have private labels. We, of course, we have our own laboratory. And we, let me see just a little bit that I have. Okay, let me see. We have our own laboratory, and we make analysis for organoleptic, of course, physicochemical, antibiotics, and pesticides. Each unit is subject to a multi-level laboratory quality control system. Also, we have external analysis for GMO, for NMRA analysis that we cannot done. Let me see next slide. No, doesn't work. Next slide. So here are the equipment in our laboratory. The equipment helped us and continue to help us in our daily activities by reading the pollen from linden, rapeseed, sunflower, coriander. The benefit of using the system is saving reading time, and then we can organize more in laboratories, in our daily laboratories activities, reducing errors. It's very important by clearly identify the granules of pollen for each assortment. It provides the identification of new pollen species, complementing manual work, because we also have a microscope that we are reading manually, but we we are able to read just the basic species like linden, rapeseed, acacia, and the equipment has come to complement it with new species. Where we did not succeed, HoneyAI succeeded very good because, for example, for raspberry, we couldn't read so we couldn't properly identify the pollen, so the HoneyAI was very helpful for us. We are aware that the future of the pollen reading will be the use of the system. We will continue to use it and look forward to the addition of new species to the database. Just not forget that we started with 6 or 8 types of pollen and now over 100. So it's very, very good. It's saving time, completing manual work, and facilitating the identification of new species are sufficient arguments in using the system. The equipment supports daily work and it's a long-term evolution. I also saw the Intertech webinar and I saw that they also using IE. So we are very proud in participating and using the system. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Elena. And that's true. When we started the collaboration with Apizrom, I think that it was only 10 pollen species trained.
Yes.
And then, 3 years after, we are 110, and with a lot of functionalities already added. So I will share my screen again. Thank you very much.
Thank you also.
Again. And we're about to end. I just want to give information about pricing, of course. For those that are asking if we are accredited lab, we are not. We cannot be accredited because we sell devices. We are not a lab. So at the end, what we sell is the device, so you can do it at your own. Here in Spain, the 2 public labs that are working with us, they want to accredit themselves, and it is possible. We have talked already with an NAC. It says that they don't care if it's an AI or it's a human, that they can accredit the method anyway. And they have started already the documentation and the steps to be done. So soon we will have clients accredited with our system. And so very brief. When we send the device, we sell it at 4,800. Again, this is a microscope. You can use it for whatever you need. It has a joystick, it has a camera. It's not only intended for us, but it is a microscope, digital one that you can use for other purposes, everything you need. So it still is a laboratory equipment. In this price, we include everything. We include even the centrifuge. We include the regions, the consumables, the cover sleeves, the glass slides, the custom slides, everything that you need. And also we include training and installation, which is about 3-4 hours. Also, when you have the device, if you want to use it, because there's no permanent, no minimum cost, no fixed cost, so you buy credits. The credits are purchased in advance, and with the credits, you can use our system. Every time that you run one analysis, the credits are already used from your e-wallet. Already Edu showed that. So what we ask is, hey, how many analyses you're gonna do in 12 months? We try to estimate. The more credits that you buy, the cheaper they become. So it's good for you if you buy larger credit, but we have clients that at first they just wanted to try. So they purchase 100 and then they purchase the 1,000 credits. So the credits disappear in 12 months. So it is important that you can adapt to the number of analyses that you will do. And if you need more, you buy it. This is the price. Okay, for the pollen analysis, for all the information that I showed, everything, full pollen spectrum, yeast, starch, pollen richness, everything, all the information, it's less than 12 euros. Okay, it's 12 credits. So if you buy a large pack, it's around 11 euros. You don't have to send a sample anyway. So to anywhere. So you save the money for sending the sample, and you can do it in your own in 1 hour. You can do yeast, you can do P-font color, you can do crystallization rate, and you can do Nosema. Conductivity is free because there's no use of models. So what do you have to do if you want to buy it? You send an email to us and you request a pro forma invoice. We send to you the information, and then if you agree, you buy it, you receive it, and we do the installation and the training remotely. It will be Edu doing everything with you in 2-3 hours. It's super easy. Everybody has done it remotely. If you have doubts, you still can ask. You can do more video calls with us. Everything is super easy. Then you purchase the credit pack and you can start using it. We show you, we teach you how to use it, and there are video tutorials for everything. It's very easy to use. And yes, now we have reached the end of the webinar. We will reach now all the questions that you did in the chat. I think that even that you are muted, you can ask for participation and we can open your microphone so you can talk. We will check first all the written questions in the chat and answer them. And then also if you want to speak, if you want to raise your hand, and I think that we can open, your microphone. If you have questions for Sunil or Manohar or Elena, you can also ask. Okay, I'm gonna check the chat. Let me go again from the beginning of the chat. Okay. I'm gonna read and answer. Okay. Okay. I have a lot of AI assistants in the chat, so AI everywhere. Okay. It is possible to use the system to determine whether pollen grains were artificially added to the honey sample. This is a very important question. We have been during 1 year analyzing if this is possible. We created artificial syrups, or we use like acacia honey that has almost nothing, and we artificially added corbicular pollen to this honey. We check that for some pollen species, yes, there are differences. We can recognize them if they have been artificially added because they look morphologically different, but there are other pollen species that are exactly equal, that there are no difference between them. So for some, we can recognize, for some, we cannot. We have this information here, but it's true that when you add it, in the same moment, they still have differences in morphology, but after 5 months, they look very similar. What is the good point? That not all the pollen species are available as bee pollen. There are a lot of species that you cannot find very easily in bee pollen. So if you want to filter, ultra-filter the honey, remove all pollen grains, and then artificially add other pollen grains, it's not easy to have monofloral honeys. It's not easy to create monofloral honeys. And also you need to match color, conductivity, artificial added pollen grains. So at the end, it's quite complex to create monofloral honeys that are not from that region by ultra-filtering and then adding other pollen grains. You can do polyflora, yes, that's true. But with some artificially added pollen, we can recognize them. That's why we have the scoring average threshold. Then it says, how do you provide results considering pollen types or giving information about the flora that is represented for those correspondent pollen types? I think that I already explained well how we could provide results. We include nectariferous, polliniferous, and specific composition of all of them. If you have doubts, I invite you to go to our website, go to Technology tab, go to pollen, pollen analysis, and there we have clear explanations of the PDF of result, and which is the information that we provide. We provide the information of a specific composition for all those species above 9%. We provide the information with a total counting, but also corrected, only taking into account nectariferous sources. And also we include in observations, which would be the concentration if you correct with overrepresented pollen. Let's say removing acuum, removing castaña. About results validated, we have included different information here about which is the accuracy that we have on the validation set. So which accuracy we have with each pollen species. We have also shown which are the species that we have trained and the accuracy is good. For those species that we have not trained yet, this is not confidential. We can provide you with the list of the species that we have trained. We have 110 until now. I think that Intertech showed that they have 200. So we still have some species not yet trained, but we are about to do it. Everything is public. We have also, in the webinar of Spanish, we also showed the accuracy explained by the University of Córdoba, directly from palynologists. Also, we have validated by a Spanish lab. It is just a matter of doing dataset. for the datasets that we have, the accuracy is good. I invite you to send us samples and we will analyze for free for you. We also do free trials. If you ask us to do a free trial, we can send to you the device and you can test in your own. We have nothing to hide. Also, AccuLabs, Manohar and Sunil, they have explained the accuracy that we have. They have tested the device not only for their honeys, but also for European honeys. And yeah, again, it's just a matter of time to increase more data sets. We can provide you with information. Is the whole sample read by the device? No, it is not. We have different rules in which when they are terminated, we consider the analyze finalized. This is the same as a human expert, and we count more than a human expert, much more usually, because we have 4 different rules. First one is at least 500 pollen grains, at least 400 nectariferous, at least 100 fields. Only with 100 fields, sometimes we go to 3,000, 4,000 pollen grains, much more than a human. And then at least 5 rows. So most of the analysis that we do, it's not full glass, but we cover a significant area. Are the upload data acquired stored on your cloud, or how is the privacy of the client ensured? Okay, when we have a client, the client runs one analysis. In one sample, let's say that we take hundreds, sometimes thousands of images. All of them are uploaded to the cloud where we process them and we provide a PDF of results. The PDF of results, it's only available for this user. When you are our client, you have to log in with a password in our website, in our dashboard for clients. If you don't log in, you cannot see the results. So the PDF is private for you. We don't save any picture from your analysis. Once the analysis is done, we eliminate the pictures. We don't keep them because we know that the accuracy is good already. If we want to train new species, we do it manually, we do it on our own, or we do it with collaborators, like for instance, AccuLab. But for clients, we don't keep any data, and the PDF of results is only available for you, completely private. Did you validate your results? If yes, for which source of honey did you validate them? And the validation done with how many samples? This is already explained. With the public institution, we did with all the samples that they got, 53 samples, because they are a public inspection arbitral lab. So they only receive problematic samples. So with all the samples that they receive from Spain, they use the system. We validate the accuracy with their expert and also University of Cordoba. University of Cordoba, it has been explained in the Spanish webinar. You can check it also. They did with 100 samples, and they're gonna do a publication, scientific publication with our accuracy. I don't know how many samples analyzed Sunil and Manohar, but they are also analyzing. But again, if you have doubts, send us your samples or ask for a free demo, and we will send. Okay. Okay, here is a question for Asma. I don't know, Asma, if she's here because he's talking about family name with a change of Chenopodicea, change to Amarantaceae. I don't know if Asma is here. Otherwise, we will send this email, this question.
Asma, it's not here now.
Asma is not here. We will send this answer by email, ones that we have. We try to have, Edu, muteate. We try to have always everything updated. We do our best. If there is a change in name, we will update. But yeah, we are always checking all papers and scientific publications, and we do our best to have it already updated. What do you mean in your report in compliance with International Honey Commission? Okay, this is because we tried, even that is AI, We try to do everything in compliance with International Honey Commission. It means for how we read, the number of fields, number of pollen grains, the sampling protocol, everything. We try to do, except that it is an AI. Also the nectariferous, the overrepresented. So we tried to follow all the rules from the International Honey Commission. And except that we are an AI, we do it. We don't stain, but this is publicly announced. And we don't fix with gelatin. Again, this is publicly announced. So yeah, we follow official protocols. Can you distinguish life and death? I already explained that, not yet. We will, for those that are interested with a simple staining protocol, it can be done. We already do it for wine and beer. So yeah, it will be done. Hi, there is on a basic author plan with 30-minute meeting, the recorded longer meetings. Upgrade to pro, other pricing. Wow, I don't understand this question. There is no basic plan. When you buy our device, then you can buy as many credits as you need. So the more you use, the more credits you buy. We don't have basic or other plans. So you buy the pack of credits, and depending on the number of analyses that you do, the pack of credits will be reduced accordingly. How do you provide the results considering pollen types? I think I already explained that. Again, we provide the results exactly the same as another laboratory. You can go to the website and you will see. We usually provide pollen type, and in case of monofloral honey, we provide the flora that represented by the corresponding pollen type. Yeah, this is our answer. Does this analytical report recognize internationally? Okay, this is a very important question. We are not accredited. We cannot be accredited with ISO because we are not a laboratory. It is on your side for those clients that want to acquire our system. If you want to accredit yourself with our system, it is okay, you can do it. There's no problem with an AI using the system, but we are not. We are recognized internationally, step by step, not as recognized as quasi Intertech of Eurofins, hopefully soon. Okay. About the validation, I already explained. How many pictures are taken per sample? It depends. As I explained, we have 4 different criteria to stop the test. So depending on how many fields we have to cover, we will have more pictures or less pictures. We scan in X, Y, and also Z. We focus. So we also take pictures depending on the Z. I'm wondering if we can quantify the starch content in the sample. Yes, we can. I already explained. You can check in the website, which is the range of a starch content that we provide warnings. So we count the number of starch that we find in the analysis. We provide you with estimation like yeast, and then depending on the range, we provide you with warnings. We always say that if it's above 10-15% compared to pollen grains, this is not normal and you should check your honey. About sharing the results with you, everything is non-confidential, so we can send all the information. We can provide the list of species that we have trained until now. You can ask for the results from the University of Cordoba. I think that they will do a public scientific publication soon. You can also send samples to us, and you can ask for free demo. Again, the accuracy depends on the type of pollen. Okay, about the training of the models. We have trained the models only with European samples until now, but we are open for collaborations like the collaboration that we did with Emirates. We have a lot of countries interested already, like Argentina, Brazil, Mexico, Pakistan, India. We have a lot of clients from other countries interested in collaborate with us. It's very simple. we first agree on the species to be trained, as we did with HacuLabs. We send the device to you at no cost. It is free for you. Then you start analyzing honeys. It is fully autonomous. You only have to put the sample and press the button. And then together with Asma, we will send to you the images of the pollen grains, and you have to help us to classify in folders. Once that we have around 1,000 images for each species, which can be super fast if you already have concentrated samples. And then we train the models for you. Then you validate, as Manohar explained. And if you feel that the accuracy is good, he said that we have 95 accuracy, which I think that is sometimes more than a human expert. Then we train the models and you can start using it. This is how it works. Okay, about the suspicious fraud. This is only something that we have available, like the QR code for Iberian Peninsula. The QR code that you can scan in the screen. This is a feature that we are only offering now for Spain and Portugal, because we want to first train all the species in the rest of Europe before offering that for packers. But yes, when we found suspicious sample, it's because the number of unknown pollen is above 14%. So in this case, we consider that the model is not accurate enough for this sample, and we send a message to the client, please send it to the lab. Also, if we see, for instance, that the we call it confidence threshold. The AI, when it says if it's one species of another, we have an average scoring. If the average scoring of the analysis was not above a threshold of confidence, we also tell the user to send it to the lab. Timus, not from North Africa, not yet. Now we are doing it with HacuLabs. About this presentation, yes, the recorded session will be sent to you. So it is already being recorded, and we will send the link so you can recover everything. Okay, you want to, I think that if you want to talk, just raise your hand and I will try to unmute. Okay, so for those that want to talk, please react. Raise your hand in reactions. There is one button that you can, and I will unmute. For crystallization, how you define the threshold? Because we have done a lot of testing. We have done a lot of testing here with a lot of honeys, keeping them during 12 months under studies. And yeah, we can say that when you are below 1% of crystallization, you can be more or less sure that honey is not going to crystallize in the next 6 months. Okay. About the botanical names, we update them. So we try to be very active in that. But if you have any question or any comment, just send to us. The regions that we have until now, we have Iberian Peninsula, we have global, we have Western EU. Edu, can you help me? Which other regions we have? We have south of Europe. Now we will have Arab Emirates as soon as we have the training with them. Okay. But if you have questions about the region, just send me an email and we will tell you. Also, if you want to ask about specific species, if we have trained them or not, it is not confidential. We can provide you with information. Okay, I think. Okay, there is one question about the 53 samples. Yes, we only analyzed with 53 samples from Spain. The accuracy was very good with all of them. Pollen, we don't do fraud inspection, so there's no need to go to higher. This is pollen. Pollen is the same everywhere. If the accuracy is good with 50 samples of citrus, it will be good for other samples. If you want to send us samples, we are open to send the results to you. And yeah, everything is public. We can send the information to you if you need. It is possible to count more than 100 fields. Yes, we could, but it will take more time. So we consider that 100 fields is already enough. But if anyone feels that we have to increase, it is very easy to ask to increase. It's just some coding. About the recording, you all will receive this recording. You don't have to ask. You will receive a link with the recording. It is possible to train the AI for personal use. We have about 3,000 reference slides. Yes, but you have to do it with our system. So you first have to collaborate with us. We have to send to you the microscope and you have to analyze that samples with our system. And we need that you don't have used previously any stain, no stain, and no glycerin. Okay, so yes, you can use your reference slides. If you use glycerin, we have to train specific models for you. Okay. For the starch content about the quantification is like yeast. We can cover, because we covered the number of fields and we know how many grams of honey you add, we can estimate which is the composition and the concentration. If you want to know the ranges that we use, you can go directly to our website, to technology, pollen analysis, and you will see the ranges there. Again, for all that are interested, ask for a free trial. We can send the device to you, you can test it, you can use it during a couple of weeks. If you're happy, you buy it. If you are not happy, you don't buy it. No commitment. Aster honey, yes, we have it already trained. I think that more or less I covered everything. Again, if anyone can, if anyone want to speak, just share your hand with the button, and yeah, feel free to speak. I will try to unmute you.
Only one thing, for the crystallization question. When the honey, every honey is different, and you have a lot variability in the crystallization because the dirt in the bottle, the material of the bottle, the quantity of pollen richness, and you have a lot of variability. When Irache said that the threshold is 1%, it's because all our analyzed for under all 1%, it's not crystallization in 6 more or more. But every honey, it's different. It's not a true always. Okay.
Yes, the crystallization tool is good for those that you need to adjust your thermal treatment, because you can play with your honeys depending on the type. If it's acacia, of course, maybe you don't need to go below 1%. You can stay above 1% and you can adjust the temperature and the time for treatment. And also, yeah, for the creamed honey, we are very open for honey packers that want to try, because we think that it's going to be a very useful tool. I think that's all from our side. We are already with some delay. So I just want to thank you all for your time.
Leila have
For
a
your-
hand up.
Okay, let me try if I can unmute her. Yes, unmute. How can I do it? You know, Edu, how can I unmute her? Convertir en moderador. Okay. Leila, now you are moderator, so you can speak. I think that now you can speak. Try it, please. Go on.
Yeah, but I cannot hear you. Okay, so I will just ask my question and then maybe later I can just get your answer. My question is that so if I just choose a region in the AI, for example, or a honey source, for example, I choose a sunflower. What if it's chosen mistakenly? For example, I choose sunflower, but it's not a sunflower honey. I mean, for example, it's wraps or it's another source of honey. How it will be reacted? How the system will react it? Does it understand it and, for example, send that is the mistake and it's not a sunflower, or how is it going to be? How is it going to be calculated?
Okay, I will answer. Maybe you cannot hear me, but anyway, this is recorded. So hopefully in the recorded session, you can hear me, okay? I think that everybody can hear me. All the other attendees can hear me well. Yes, okay. So the fact that you have to choose the monofloral honey is because, for instance, for those countries that already have established directives or regulations about the minimum pollen concentration that this honey needs to have, we have included this information in the observations. So when you run one analysis, for instance, for Elianthus, for sunflower, in the observations, it tells you which is the minimum concentration that you need to have to be labeled. So for you as a user, it's good because you receive the information and then you can check if it's above the value or not. But if, for instance, it's not sunflower, but it has like 45% of rubus, you will see in the pollen spectra. Anyway, you will receive all the concentration of all the species above 9%. So anyway, if it's rubus, if it's acacia, if it's another type of honey, you will see in the concentration. We cannot do organoleptic, okay? This is a microscope. Organoleptic is in your side, in the user side, or send it to the lab. But we can provide you with the pollen spectra. So even that you decided to do Elianthus, at the end, if you check the pollen spectra, you will see the composition, the concentration of all the species above 9%. Why you also have to choose the monofloral? Because, for instance, in Spain, it's very usual to have citrus honey from the south that it has only 3% of citrus. And it's a very good honey, and it's a citrus honey. But if you don't classify as citrus honey, because the concentration is maybe 3.5, you would not have seen it, because in the pollen spectra, we only include the information above 9%. So if you want to check, for instance, citrus honey or lavanda hybrid honey, which is maybe 3%, you have to indicate, okay? Because if you indicate, you can see concentration below 9%. But anyway, you will see the full pollen spectra. I don't know if you could hear me. If you could not, hope you can check the recording. This is too long to be written. But anyway, you can also send an email and we can just talk by phone. For those that could hear me, hope it was clear. Otherwise, Suya, citrus, how does the system manage floral as Suya, citrus, or Tilia castaña? The system manage, you can indicate that it's polyflora, for instance, and in the full spectra, you will see everything. Okay, so if you want to know specific concentration, for instance, for citrus that is below 9%, indicate citrus and you will receive the specific concentration. Otherwise, check in the full spectra. But yeah, Suya, citrus, Tilia, castaña, all of them are well trained. They are very typical also in Spain. It works well, the accuracy is good.
Delia?
Tilia, yes.
No, Delia. Leila, do you want to say any more?
Do you hear me again or not?
Yes, we hear
yes.
you.
Okay, perfect.
We hear
Perfect. Thanks for your answer. I have also another question. I mean, if you're not, if your database is not still globally, how do you manage? For example, if we have acacia honey from China, how do you indicate it? Because your data set is basically from the Euro. First of all, if they are just mixture from, I mean, the European honey with the China honey, how do you indicate it? Or even if it's only from the China, because your database is at the moment basically from the European. So how do you indicate it, and how do you inform your customers?
They are unknown. When you select which model you want to use, you indicate global, and our system is able to recognize which pollen are not trained. So we can, as a human, because humans also have an unknown percentage of pollen grains, we have a group of pollen species, which for us is unknown, and it's a percentage. And this is what I said, when the percentage of unknown pollen grains are above 14%, there is a warning message that say, this is a suspicious sample, send it to the lab. So this is the reason. This is the reason behind, because the percentage of unknown is too high for us. We don't tell you that it's from China. We just tell you that with the global model, there is a significant percentage of unknown pollen species.
For this, it's important the quality filter of the sample, because if you have a bad sample with agglomeration, clusters, and dirt, the unknown, it's happened. And now we have this filter and only analyze good fields, and we can check it with this unknown.
Yes, the unknown category is something that is also existing when a human expert does an analysis. Also, human experts have challenges when doing a pollen analysis. So there is a unknown category, which also human expert uses. In this case, the warning is if it's above 14. I don't know if... Yes.
Do you mind if I ask another question, or I
Sure,
already
sure.
asked too?
No, I mean, we have time. If people have to leave, they will, and we will send a link for everybody so they can check questions and answers.
Thank you so much, because my big matter is about the validation. And I already asked, I mean, you already answered that there was maybe 53, if I don't make a mistake. You already made a 53 samples validation, but I think it's not enough because, for example, for Raps honey, I mean, it's not too complicated because Raps, it's everywhere in Raps honey. I mean, with in 1 or 2 fields, then we can just reach the high amount of pollen, and then we can just say, okay, I mean, the validation for Raps honey is not that complicated, but for some sorts of honeys, it's really complicated. And when we say that in total, I mean, the whole project is based on 53 samples, it's for me a little bit tricky. Can you just a little bit talk about these results? I mean, about these 53 samples, they were mostly focused on which source of honeys and in which region of Europe, because that's really important for me. Thank you so much.
Okay, for the validation, the 53 samples was a validation specifically for a client. Yeah, as I said, this is from the Arbitral Agri-Food National Reference Laboratory in Spain. All EU members, they have an inspection food control laboratory. All of them, they do routine analysis to different foods, not only honey, but one of the foods is honey. And pollen analysis, as you might know, is very important. So they were interested in buying our system for routine analysis of honey samples from Spain, because they have to do it manually. So they requested us to do a validation. So we sent the device to them, and they analyzed twice by their expert, pollen expert, and University of Córdoba, also pollinologist, all the samples that they were receiving during 5 months. It's only 53 because it's what they receive. It's routine analysis for food inspection controls, and because they are the agri-food laboratory Arbitral, the Arbitral only receives the problematic samples. It means that when the other communities in Spain, they have problems, they send the samples to them. So that's why they only have 53. So they analyze what they received. They are honey samples from Spain, collected from Spain. From those 53, there were 6 that there were based on the label, not from Spain, but still the system did it quite well and identified that this honey was not from Spain because of the pollen types. And what they did is to validate that the accuracy of their expert, asthma manual, HoneyAI device, and University of Pollen experts agree on the results. They were happy and they purchased the system, so they are using it. Also, we did a validation with the University of Córdoba. They analyzed 100 samples of honey from Spain again, and they will publish the results soon. In the Spanish webinar, they already provided the insights that they have. And also, Sunil and Manohar explained already that they are doing a validation with the global model, and they had 95 accuracy. Also for the new species that they train for cedar honey, the accuracy is very good. Of course, for those species that we have not yet trained, the accuracy is not so good. So we have not done yet, for instance, a validation with honey coming from Sweden, because we know that we still lack some species from there. So it would not make sense for us to do a accuracy validation. So we encourage all honey packers, cooperatives, technological centers, universities, whatever attendee that you are, ask for a free trial. We can send the device to you. You can test it on your own. You can check the accuracy with your honeys. We can provide you with the list of species that we have trained until now, and we are increasing every week. So every week we retrain models. So the accuracy is always better every week. So yes, that's all from our side. On the validation side, everything is public. We can send to you all the information.
And your microscope can run 24 hours. I mean, they will not get warm, because if they run even 24 hours, if I'm not making a mistake, you already mentioned in your presentation that every samples will take about 25 minutes, correct?
We don't still have the service available for 24 hours because the GPUs in the cloud are in Amazon. Amazon has a charge for us. So it's very expensive for us to keep it during the night, and nobody uses it. Usually people use it during working time. So it works from 7 in the morning until 10 in the night. But yeah, you can put the sample, keep it working, and that's all. You receive the values, and the analysis takes between 15 minutes until 1 hour and a half. Depends on the type of honey that you are analyzing. But yeah, no problem if you have your microscope working all the day. No problem with warming, no problem. You can keep the system working all the time, no problem.
Okay, thank you very much for your answer. Thank you.
Thank you, Leila.
Okay, thank you to all the attendees. I will finalize the webinar here. It will be recorded. I will send a link to all of you. I think that I answered all the questions. Important, go to our website. You will see the information there about everything that you can see in the PDF. All the species above 9% are shown for nectariferous species. I think that in the website, this is not clear, but I can confirm that you can see all the species at 9% concentration. Thank you, all of you, for your time. We are late already, we are delayed. So hope that you like the presentation, that you find it useful, clear, interesting. And yeah, that most of you can engage with collaborations with us and with free trials, sending samples to us to check the accuracy. And yeah, we are very open to work with you all. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.
Thank you, Sunil. Thank you, Elena. Manohar.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, team. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.